The great Carrion Lord.
Indeed it is. Alright.
Anyway,
Everything is working properly. Time
Huh.
to share things.
You're funny man.
I am funny looking. That's what the kids at the children's hospital say.
oh, oh boy.
What's wrong? Are you jealous?
I don't think it's a good idea to send an ogre to go help out children at the children's hospital, but sure.
Have you
Sure.
not seen? They help very good in daycare. Very gentle giants, they say.
Alright.
Press X to doubt.
You can doubt all you want, Masker, but you don't have daycare.
Okay, now let's not go name calling on our first Twitch stream.
I mean, if you were to name call me, I'm literally a robot with a mono eye. Your point?
No, you are a guardsman with a mono leg.
You can't even say peg leg or amputee now. Damn.
I mean, here's the thing. What you do in your sexual life is none of my concern.
I don't know what that means.
Massimo,
He said peg.
No. God damn it.
Something about bats and bees, I think. Mom was very vague, though.
And your mom will forever be vague on that.
The Groks and the bees.
Don't want to mess with fire wasps. They hurt.
Remember the Casella and Hellflies? Those were fun. Anyway,
Before this starts derailing even further into degeneracy.
yeah, so that
So
aside,
welcome to HellCrashers podcast.
that aside,
Welcome. Humans are far between. We have somehow infiltrated an orc YouTube channel, Twitch channel, to do our inquisitional investigations.
and it took us how many minutes to confuse Twitch and YouTube? Alright, mark that down as a new record.
Within 30 seconds. Great.
Good. I got confused myself. What room are we in again?
Can I tell people what this is for those that came unaware?
Of course. This is HellCrashers, a new form, a rebranded name of a old campaign of Hell Fighters, yes. Where we are hunting down our old employer from treason.
We're HellCrashers. We used to be Hellfighters, but that was changed for ease of use reasons. What we definitely are not is Helldivers. That's a different thing.
No bugs here.
Not yet.
And not many robot things that shoot back.
Not yet.
Just wait.
There's more? As seen on TV. That's what the TV said.
So, I guess the DMI should do this. Hello everyone, welcome to our first Twitch stream of HellCrashers, the stream formerly known as Hellfighters. We're doing a Wrath&Glory tabletop RPG on the Roll20 virtual tabletop platform. We're going to be airing this every other Friday or Saturday, depending on which time zone you're in, here on Big Mac Place, and you can find the archive of previous episodes leading up to this one, both on Big Mac Place and on the original channel of the campaign, Natural Disasters. Furthermore, I'm going to now take us around the horn, introducing each of the players and their characters. And I guess that's it. Yeah. Sorry, the script you gave me for this.
What script?
Exactly. Anyway, first off, I guess we should start with Maximo.
I am Maximo, also being played Big Mac Plays, or Bogarts the VTuber extraordinaire. Well, he's no VTuber at moment, so I am Maximo. You can find
Excellent.
me here, of course.
Excellent, thank you. And could you please roll me your objective for the session and tell me if you're going to be exchanging your card? And if I'm correct, you should also reclaim one Wrath.
I should. I'm going to claim my one Wrath and roll my die. Did I throw it on the board accidentally? No, I want my... There we go. Here we go. Me D6. I rolled a 3. For personal, it is display strength found in ignorance. What does that mean?
I'm sure you'll figure it out. Alright, thank you very much.
Special lad, that's about it.
Next up around the horn, we have Lucas Vicar.
Oh, joy. Greetings. What is it? Twitch. Yes, Twitch. I don't know why they named it after some type of body tick someone's gonna suffer from. But anyway. Greetings. My name is Art of War. And I'm playing Lucas Vicar. Again, why the body tick? Anyway. D6. I got 3. So I must so that is compare protection given by Faith the Emperor to a piece of armor recovered. Fair enough.
Fair enough, and would you like to exchange your campaign card?
Yes, because I'm sorry, I'm not summoning something that's gonna get us all murdered. I don't care what you tell me.
Oh, come on.
I mean, come on, how bad can it be?
Yeah,
Yes,
we could
let's
have
bring
a
in
good...
elite enemy forces that's gonna wreck us.
How bad can it be?
Yeah, we could have Harrow visit us and you could have your revenge early. But you tossed away your chance. I'm sorry.
This card is also very situational, but might come in handy
I
later.
believe all these cards are very situational. I'm still holding on to mine for one specific reason. For a good brain blast. Maximo will use his ogren brain to think big thoughts soon.
Excellent.
Whatever you say, Jimmy Neutron.
Next up, we have our resident power kinetic psyker, Muldoon.
Hello everyone, I'm Crazy Pet. I'm going to play as Muldoon, the level pyrokinetic psyker. So, everyone is going to be a blast of the day. Let's see. 6. Alright, I was thinking maybe we are just rolling freeze all day, but hopefully not.
That'd be a horrible way to go.
Praise another individual for psychic potential. Fantastic.
Hey, you'll get plenty of opportunities and targets, don't get me wrong. Especially
yeah,
with those
sure.
drags in transit.
That's
Anyway,
true.
would you like to exchange your campaign card?
No, I would love to keep it.
Excellent. Then, without further ado, we have the last member of our retinue, but by no means the least. Hello, Docs.
Hello, this is Dr. Lulumoon. I play as Docs404. And I'll roll here, but I'm actually going to keep my campaign card this time. So.
I mean, knowing what your campaign card is, I can't believe you.
Oh. I got the same objective as last time. Demonstrate
But
the
the average-
superiority of the philosophy of your Ordo.
Well, yes, because fun fact as to why Docs uses Inquisition objectives and not Mechanicus objectives. While Lex Mechanics are a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus, in the Wrath&Glory RPG, they're classified under the Inquisition faction first and foremost. Which is weird.
Good, I think.
Because I'm not sure there's anything that says that the Lex Mechanics are unique to the Inquisition. But in any case, so to usually at this part, for anybody who's new here, would have the party do a bit by bit narration of what happened last time, and basically, if they cover most of the bases, I hand them 1 or 2 glory. However, for this session, I'm just gonna go ahead and grant them their glory, and I'm gonna take over doing the narration just to catch people up with what's been going on so far, because again, we're moving to a new channel. Hello. Those of you who just caught up after watching the earlier stuff, because you did not want to start at episode 20 something, and that's understandable. Welcome at last. Hello, it is good to finally meet you.
Hello, my name is Maximo.
Yes, we are from the past, but also from the future.
And if you're starting with episode 20 something, we are all judging.
I'm
No,
not, I'm just
no
happy
one
to have you.
judges you except for the Emperor.
Yes, he's just going to smite you, don't worry.
Indeed. So, basically, to explain what's been going on, a group of agents, which is what I'm going to refer to the party as most of the time, is set on the course of hunting down a traitor to their very own inquisitorial order. Now, aside from the regular problems that would bring about with hunting a trained interrogator of the Inquisition, they have landed onto a shrine world known as Amin's Bastion in the shrine city of Periandor's Rest. Here they have faced against the local enforcement, which seems to be working alongside the heretical cult known as the Enlightened Cabal, an enemy they have been facing for as long as this campaign has been a thing. It would appear that the interrogator and psyker thereafter is one of their higher elites, one of their champions, if you would. And that aside, they have also found out that there is a circulation of spook going about. For those unaware, spook is an illegal substance in the Imperium which causes one to temporarily develop psychic powers. Makes you a wizard for a short time, for layman's term. That is to say, things are going bad. The party has, however, as of last session, found the den where this production has been manufactured through making shady deals with gang members and doing a lot of scout works and speechcraft with members of the Mechanicus to get access to the areas they had to go through. In short, there has been a lot of work to even find the location. And having found and scouted the location, they decided to head back. However, it is important to note the following as to what happened there. They managed to infiltrate the location through the use of undercover identities and espionage, which is to say they pretended to be with the side of the traitors, and that granted them enough access to plant certain, let's say, malicious machine spirits software that will do their spying for them. Now, this had a high potential to backfire, but thanks to some very intuitive speechcraft from our Ogrin and Psyker, who both went in, that was avoided. Now, however, we stand at a point of, how do I say, a step between steps, if you would, as the parties are turning back to report to their interrogator, and we're basically about to embark on what the rest of this plan details. Does anybody think I forgot anything?
I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Remember, maybe. We tried to do our stealth thing. Muldoon got caught, but we survived.
Well, when you're, dealing with fire and even more fire, you're not the stealthy guy.
I guess it's time to start then.
Indeed. With that, you guys have basically been on your way to return the facility. On the way there, thanks to your Vox communications, you have already debriefed the interrogator on what you saw over at the base. But for the sake of informing the audience, would you like to go over some of the stuff between yourselves?
Well, well, I don't know, but I still have my nice hat.
It is a really nice head, Maximo, yes. To be honest, this whole infiltration thing went much better than I thought.
A little too well, I think.
Eh. Maybe I should just, keep an eye out of the warp. For the warp.
So no psychic powers for a while, though? Good.
No, I mean, checking if somebody's crying on us or something.
How would you know? I don't know much things like that, though.
Can we just say, Maldon is going to, time to time just, going to cast the psychokinesis thingy to...
You're gonna cast Psi Science?
Yes.
Alright, you can be casting Shiny Science from time to time. I will, however, let you know that you're currently moving through basically highway states, so there is not really any psychic presence following you. If that's what they're trying to discern.
Yeah, we should be fine. Lucas is driving, and I hope Docs remembers instructions back to base. Do you?
I look at the tech priest. Nick's mechanic.
Yes, I should. But we also have
Good.
communications that could aid us with that.
Don't lose us this time. Hmm. Remember, I still apologize by throwing that rock at your foot, Docs.
So I don't think he would feel anything, considering most of his body is mechanical.
Well, if you look at his foot is more disformed than yours.
Well, he's halfway there, you know.
But I was also genuinely surprised. Despite my hiding behind dumpster, they haven't even noticed me until I popped out of nowhere.
Yes, really sneaky.
I am the best, stealthiest ogre out there. So, what is the next plan? Do you remember?
As Maximo tries to scratch at his chin.
In case nobody remembers, the next phase of the operation would be to secure the appropriate equipment, details on which you have yet to be made aware of.
Yeah, so our main goal, get back to base.
All right.
Alright, let us know when we get back to base.
Alright, that is easy enough to do. So yeah, you guys drive through the states. You get to the Munitorum depot that you have turned into your temporary base as of now. And as soon as you're in, uh, basically, essentially, one of the menials comes to you and they take whatever information you have gathered on like data slates and such to deposit on to the strategium, and
I
they
also divulged information about finding mines and detonator systems there as well. So be careful if you send other agents.
they have made a note of that through your Vox communications, but he does thank you.
Just in case they forget.
Of course. And he informs you that Araline has essentially ordered him to tell you that you are all to recuperate, respite, and as soon as you are ready again, you are to report the strategium effective immediately.
Maximo will get his rest. He does need it.
So going go. Sorry, go ahead.
So Maximo, well, if it's at the downtime time, he'll actually get himself a meal to then start waxing his mustache before he heads off to bed. To wake up in the morning for you.
Well, it's not necessarily night. It's more so now is the time to get some respite because you guys have been going for a while. All right. So, da, 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 da. All right. Uh, as by the rules as written, you guys spend the next 6 hours resting, whatever that may entail for you, be it sleep, uh,
Making
uh,
sourdough bread.
yeah, entertaining yourselves, performing a routine maintenance, whatever anybody does. But you do spend 6 hours in essential turning yourselves off and on again. Some more literally than others. And unless there's anything you'd like to discuss about that specific time, you can feel free to move to the strategium.
By the way, I assume Maldun is just dropping off the MSEC to finish the quest.
All right, that is something that you did well to remember. And I assume you guys will also report that you have you have placed the comlits.
You can do that too.
Yes.
All right.
Hmm.
Uh, that, that is to say, between sessions, I can tell you what you guys can request in return for doing those, and we can have it all sorted out in the meantime. And now, is there anything else you'd like to draw attention to during your respite?
I shall be maintaining my gear and getting the standard rest hours of 4 hours.
Like I said, keeping the. God damn it! Why I wanted to say void? What is it? Warp. That's the one. Keeping better eye on the warp. You know.
Excellent. So, Maximo is tending to his mustache, Lucas tending to his gear, uh, Muldoon is tending to his warp, and I assume Dox is tending to his system and the weight of his sins for what he committed upon for what was committed upon that cogitator.
You make it sound like he did something completely heinous.
He did.
To his cult, yes, he installed malware to a cogitator. Well, indirectly, but still.
His sins will forever burden me until I put them in the recycle bin.
Excellent. Now, I assume you are all ready to move on to the strategium.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, in that case, you all finish up. You are feeling rested. All your shock is returned to zero. All your wounds are returned to zero. Your wrath is reset, and you feel ready to move on. And you start making way towards Strategium to be informed on your next course of action. In the meantime, let me grab that glory for you real quick. Alright, so you enter the big circular room at the base of the facility after you ascend the staircase. Your interrogator's office and the lair strategium. You see the large holographic map on the center and several menials and members of the Adeptus Mechanicus, technomats, if you will, tending to different machinery and other such important works. Some are keeping papers, others are organizing information, scrambling through data, and analyzing everything they can find. There is a bit of a hustle and a bustle going about, and at the center of the back of the room, behind it all, is your interrogator, Arlene, who, upon seeing you, greets you with an eager expression and says the following. Ah, I see you have returned. We gathered quite a lot of information from your work at scouting the den. It would appear we have more than enough to be able to know what kind of operation they're running. Thankfully for us, they made sure to put surveillance almost everywhere, as I'm sure you noticed while you were there.
Hmm. Good morning.
And a fair morning to you as well.
How was your rest, boss?
Well, the time for rest has not yet come for me.
Oh,
However, that is besides the point. Recaf and work will see me through this.
hmm. Just try not to stay up too much. Wouldn't want you to start falling apart.
You see a cup of Recaf next to her. You can sense this is not the first time it has been refilled, or the second,
It's an
or the
infinite
last.
mug.
No.
Typical life of a yeah. I forget the
Yeah.
word.
Don't worry, we all do. It's better that way.
It's
Yeah,
Goodness.
totally not. Not
I need to get
different
myself
here.
some recap because I'm starting to think blankly.
Well, at some point we all do. In any case, to get back to the motion of things, she looks at you and says, now the next part in our big operation here would be to obtain equipment that will make infiltrating this base possible, if not easy. This would, of course, entail a series of breaching equipment, such as bombs or explosive charges, as well as, well, something more advanced than hauler vehicles and anti personnel weaponry. Something bigger or more robust. Wouldn't you agree?
Hmm.
And this will be, I'm assuming, advantageous for a specific reason.
Well, yes, if we're infiltrating a well armed den that's surrounded by traps, mines, and the like, we might as well expect a lot of resistance. We will need to be armed appropriately. Perhaps the front end isn't the greatest idea either, which is why breaching equipment might be necessary.
Hmm. And we will be having to procure these methods via normal networks or via acquiring the enemy's assets.
While we're unaware of what assets the enemy may possess and where, due to the secretive nature of our enemy, we are also unable to procure them through our own networks. See, when an inquisitorial vessel sends a small cargo of grenades our way, it is easily referred to as another day-to-day trade in the Imperium. Now, if a spacefaring vessel under any sort of alias or paper was to, say, under the decree of the Emperor, provide us with a container's worth of melta charges, regardless of how important the trade might be or whatever uh, warrant of trade we may possess, whatever permits we may manifest, it will still look suspicious enough for the enforcers to get involved.
Mm.
It is not that every day that a shipment of melta charges arrives at the Shrine World for no reason on a Munitorum depot that has not been active for a very long while. I assume that's understandable.
Of course.
In short, we cannot rely on our enemies, and we cannot rely on our allies either, which means we're on our own.
Hmm. Did you hear the news about that one guy? He was found dead. What
I
was
am.
his name?
Oh, you mean the Marquis? Yes,
Yes, him. Yes, Marky. Brick found
I
him.
I was informed of a lot regarding him. See, and stop me if the story sounds too familiar. They found his body in the deeper parts of his chambers, not in his visiting area, mind you. He had severe cerebral
Hemorrhages?
trauma. Well, severe cerebral trauma is what I was going to refer to, but you could say that, yes.
So he was brain blasted.
More like something. Hmm, how do I put this? I'm sure Muldoon can explain, but in short, imagine like a mental mouth eating away at pieces of your mind.
So his brain was eaten? Hmm.
Brain blasted, as you said. But yes,
But I
if the
never
story
seen those blast
sounds.
by eating. Except for bugs. Bugs do blast eating.
Well, Satyrs do it too. I'm sure you're all
Maximo
familiar
will look
with.
cautiously towards the Muldoon.
He lips his licks his lips.
Maximo looks nervous.
Well, good thing I have metal cap to protect brain.
Oh, but that means it's just more delicious.
You don't have iron deficiency.
Don't worry about it. I'm not one to feast on you.
At least you don't have Minotaur's standard can opener. Oh no, you
Wow.
does.
We all have a Minotaur
Ministorm's
ancient can opener.
And
So-
while I'm sure that this has been enlightening, I must inform you that this is not far from the types of wounds we're used to finding on our older associates. Now, I'm not implying this is Haru's handiwork, but it seems like one of his apprentices. At best. At worst, you were once again close to the target, closer than would like to be, without knowing.
Well, there was a guy. when we are infiltrated the facility, he was using similar powers to Harrow, so it could be maybe him.
Now, Harrow is a fairly advanced psyker. If you, according to the information you were relaying on your Vox, I remember that you tried studying that person's aura in a way, correct?
Well, not his power level, but the meaning. Like, I like to use fire. And Harrow like to use...
So, some type of school?
Yes.
Or discipline? Yes, discipline.
Something like that, yes.
Harrow was a master of many kinds of psykinetic powers, and not necessarily all of the same discipline. The boon of high level psychic potential is that they're not really bound to the same rules that lower psychers are. No offense, of course.
Offense taken. Just kidding.
Yes, indeed. However, that is to say, associating Haru to a specific discipline, despite being his closest apprentice for the longest time, is something even I cannot do. He definitely had a, let's say, fondness for telepathy, but one cannot deny his access to biomancy and telekinesis,
So
and an occasional flair for pyromancy if need be.
So, so in other words, if we needed to find out what his strong suit is, we're out of luck.
Oh, by now I have it figured. It's just, as an apprentice, it could never cross my mind. Haru is not belonging to a specific discipline because the source of his powers is malefic. Malefic psychers are never bound to a discipline. They access the warp in its purest form, lending their souls to darker things in doing so.
Jack of all trades, masters of none.
That is a very optimistic outlook on what you just learned. Also, I think one of you has received a message.
Yes. I'm going to quiet it.
It's Maximus' mother.
No, she has lost contact with me because of Inquisition.
Nah, Babushka went into the Inquisitor's office and bullied him into giving her information.
Mom, is that you?
Just imagine your mom in the Inquisitor's office, just holding the wooden spoon at him.
Yep.
Good times. In
Fear
any case,
Babushka with wooden spoon.
exactly. Ireland says, however, I must make you aware that despite the unfortunate nature of circumstance, we do have gathered some information thanks to both your comleads and Harris Lambda's analysis, as well as our own scans here at the facility. Our leads appear to be two, and by all means, which would you like to hear first? She says as she reads to take a sip of your recaf.
Maximo look at the recap and just, I might want to get some myself. It smells good.
No.
No? Fine.
Actually, what follows ahead may require some analysis. Menials, get us some additional recap.
Oh, God.
Wouldn't want Lucas to fall asleep again.
I got plenty of sleep over the course of a 4-hour rest. I'm completely fine.
A good soldier sleeps at 6.
You've never been with the Death Corps. 4 hours is our luxury. We get 2 hours at most.
Good thing I get my 6.
At least somebody's going to be reliable, Maximo.
I'm gonna take a minute and 30 to get myself a cup of recap myself. I'll be right back. But you guys can continue on.
Alright, that sounds fine by me. You all can feel free to discuss between each other about whatever you want. I'm not going to say anything about the information until everybody's here.
The silence is dead.
We're gonna definitely need to steal some heavy-duty equipment.
Well, Maximo is a heavy-duty equipment.
Well, I do not doubt Maximo's strength in that regard. It's just, we're gonna need something explosive for this. And yeah, Maximo's is not a walking bomb last time I checked.
Well, kinda got a big bomb with the last supply drop.
True. True.
And I don't think it will be enough firepower to handle the whole situation, and that if we're going up against more numbers than we anticipate.
Yes.
Well, if Docs say so, I believe him. He's an expert on machine and stuff. Meanwhile, Maximo is just like, cream? Like 50% cream or full cream? Or sugar, 2 sugar, 3 sugar? How good is this recap? How much sugar should I put in to not want to carve my eyes out?
I want to carve my eyes.
The amount
You
of
know.
sugar and caffeine going into Maximo is discerning.
We're just seeing them bring out a bloody barrel of it. It's like,
It's a barrel of sugar that he's just pouring the decaf in it. Start stirring.
it's like, that's not safe. You know that, right?
And that's
Right.
definitely not how you do it.
God, an Ogren with a sugar rush by the Emperor and Omnissiah.
Oh god, he's going to have the zoomies.
Massimo has the zoomies now.
All right, I has returned. I have my not Ogren strength coffee this time, or recaf.
Just a side question. How do you take your coffee?
With lots of sugar and creamer. It's too dark, grim dark. It tells me dark stories if I keep it. Well,
So we was right. You are just taking the barrel of sugar and just pour the decaf in it.
I do love my hazelnut. It's delicious.
Oh, sounds nice.
It's also a beautiful color of eyes.
Do you have the visitor? On
I hope everything's okay.
oh
He
no,
did say he's going to get water.
Maximo, did you make the coffee out of the Inquisitor?
No,
Okay.
he makes not good filter.
Oh boy.
It is fine. He is fighting the demons in the fridge.
All
Someone
right, I'm
forgot to
back.
remove their old spaghetti.
There he is.
So, as you have all gathered around the table of the strategium with your recaps, Ireland begins to explain what they have found. Now, here's my question: would you like to hear about what the Comlits found first, or what the radar scanners found first? Your choice.
What do
Voting for the
Comlich?
Comlich.
The Comleech.
I would say the Comlich.
And because this is democracy, we are not going to listen to the tech priest anymore. And we are
Docs
just going
has been
to
overruled by democracy.
Yes.
Down with the automatons. I could just imagine that just Docs 404 just looking at me with a meme and the meme face. He just blinks at me with a subtle blink and just what?
All right, so she begins with this. So it came to our awareness through reports from House Lambda's uh, Mechanicus agents that the Comlits you guys planted start transmitting fairly early on. Since you all have been away for hours, it has transmitted quite a lot. Most of it is idle chatter between members of the ecclesiarchy and useless. However, we did find one thing of great importance. and she begins to zoom out of Periander's rest until it becomes like an island, and zooms in on a much smaller little, like, basically imagine the size of a fort, but it looks more like a church. This here is a reliquary. Well, at least of sorts. It
Okay.
is a chapel holding a relic of the Imperial faith, normally safeguarded by members of the Sisterhood of the Ebon Chalice, members of the Adeptus Sororitas.
Hmm.
Apparently, according to reports from with from the from preachers and other members of the ecclesiarchy, we know the following. So, the what was the name of that guy? Ah, yes, the Cardinal of Amenis Bastion and Lord of Perinder's Rest has requested to transfer the artifact to the Grand Shrine, his main seat of command, let's say. If the rumors hold true, as soon as it happened, the members of the Ibon Chalice refused his request, claiming that they had reason to believe he was not to be trusted.
Hmm.
Yes. As of now, the chapel is under assault from local enforcement, as you can imagine, for refusing the Cardinal's request. The Cardinal has declared uh, well, the resistance as heretical and has condemned them from the light of the God Emperor. However, we have sound reason to believe the one that has been condemned from his light is the Cardinal himself, as much a grave sin that is.
Hmm. That's
As
not
of
good.
yes, as of our latest rumors, a small troop of the Sisterhood's Order militant is still fighting to maintain the reliquary. A small band of Sisters of Battle, which have locked themselves up inside the final chambers and are trying their best to repel any invader by force.
Should we move in to assist?
Well, while having even a small amount of Sisters of Battle as our allies would be a great boon to us, it is also a far known fact that the Sisters tend to host an arsenal of great firepower, especially in the means of melta weaponry. And should we procure even a few melta charges, that might be in itself enough to get the job done. So yes, we could intervene if we wish to assist in the matter in exchange for getting our own way through, However, as I said, the chapel is under siege.
Then we break siege.
Trusting that we can, yes, we should. However, I must insist that we review both options before we make a decision.
Of course.
However, what are your thoughts on this first option?
I am not really familiar with working with the Ebon Chalice, but the sisters are nice if you get on their good side, I suppose. Very good friends, yes, to Emperor. And if you are Emperor friend too, they be friends with you. But since they're under attack by their own faction, or somewhat faction, we can... may be difficult to make them understand that we are on their side. And if they have side of Inquisition on side, maybe better help, because they have knowledge of places, such as security defenses on them.
Basically, Maxima referring to the Cardinals' church and all that. He believes the Sisters of Battle will actually have the information to do counterattacks if need be.
That may very well be true.
Because if they have the
Additionally,
power of the Inquisition on their side, and also with an Ogren and all, the Psyker, on the other hand, may be an issue, but we'll make it work.
I do see the point, and should the artifact be indeed of value, we could potentially use it against our enemy. There must be a reason the Cardinal sought to unveil his plans and risk the ferocity of the sisters. One does not do so without good reason.
Well, as one famous commissar from a book long time ago says, either they're panicking, which is less likely, or they're bold enough to take the plan. And fight
Wait, you can read?
Of course, my mother taught me.
Oh.
If I couldn't help you with those technoscreens. Muldoon, I can't believe you forgot.
Well, most Ogrens are not as sophisticated as you are.
Exactly. I am, as my mom says, special.
Maximo is indeed a higher specimen than most.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
I'm also taller too.
Indeed. And unfortunately, that goes beyond just Ogrins.
Oh.
That's a compliment, mind you. An inquisitorial compliment.
It sounded like an orc insult, but an orc insult of hey, nice going, boss. It's shame you kind of lost your shooter, and just like, yeah, that was that was a compliment. There's an insult in there though.
Yeah, take it as you will.
He's smart. It's just sad that he's smart.
See, he's smart. He's just not that bright.
No. He's smart. But it's sad that he qualifies as smart.
It goes against the Imperial Creed. Quick, dumb him down right quick. Hit him in the head. He can't, his head is too thick.
Nice side quest, lobotomize Maximo.
Lobotomize Maximo so he stops making the rest of humanity look bad.
Sorry, we already got politicians for that.
Anyway,
This is why I think about bread and frogs.
man, I love frogs.
Man, I love frogs.
God damn it.
Maximo's still enjoying his hat. But he doesn't wear it in the prisons very lean to out of respect.
As
once
he
he's a foot
zooms out
hogs.
of the chapel, as he zooms out of the chapel and begins assessing towards the next target, um, she appears to affix her gaze towards Dox, as
Uh-oh.
if she expects him to react to what he's about to say. The next target is one we have procured from our scans and have managed to further analyze through the lens of our own data from the system and all the records that are present of it. And she goes to an area of like water on the map, and you see her like pull up basically a hyperlink there that shows some sort of like image of a sunken structure, like an amalgam of facilities sunken deep beneath the water and covered by earth. It's like a cave made of metal and concrete. Well, more like a cave and it's like a coral reef made of metal and concrete. There we go. And as she looks at that, says, "What you're looking at right now is an underwater testing site of the Mechanicum, a facility predating a vast majority of all other infrastructure in Amnis Bastion, dating back to the days before it was declared a Shrine World. According to Horus Lambda's records on the system of Periandor, it was declared condemned by the tech priests of Nometari, who decided to shut down the site following events that are barred behind a very absurd level of inquisitorial clearance under the Ordo Massinum, no less. And whoever wants can make me a scholar test here.
Oh,
Uh,
let's see if Maximo has brick brain.
yes, it's very
Eh.
difficult. However,
Made a
uh,
one.
I got
what
two.
is Docs with us?
Yeah.
Nope. I got
Okay.
nothing.
So Docs, you may add your you may add your influence as bonus to the roll for the scholar test.
Okay, my influence.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
Spooky.
4. So I just
4 bonus dice, yes.
okay 4 bonus dice.
Because this is something you could know if you're influential enough amidst your faction.
There's a lot of dice coming. Ugh.
Yeah, that is a lot of dice.
Oh my god. What have you got on your sheet?
My
So,
scholar without the influence is Aura 8, so adding 4 to it.
Interesting enough that Dox is our brain boy as it is.
indeed. Docs, you would know of the Ordo Massinum as a member of the Inquisition and the Mechanicus. The Ordo Massinum is a small order of inquisitors and interrogators whose sole task is to keep tabs on the Ordo Mechanicus and cover up any tech heresies from the public. So if they have put high inquisitorial clearance on this, so high that an interrogator of the Ordo Hereticus not permit to view it, something must have gone incredibly wrong down there.
Oh no, is it just a yelling gun?
Yelling gun. That is
You know,
strange.
a heavy bolter. But it's yes every time you shoot it.
Well, hold on. Let's let Dogs do his thing with that information.
Sorry.
If what you are implying, we will find something there that could irreparably disable a lot of things from the ecclesiarchy if we're aiming to.
I would not hold it past possibility. No matter is highly regarded for their weaponry manufacturing capabilities. If this was one of their testing sites across the system, and it is as archaic as the records would like us to believe, it is bound to have a solution to our issue, Surefire. However, the risk sounds tremendously great. For the Ordo Machinum to essentially
Abandon the site. Yes.
not merely abandon but condemn it and strike it off records that even I could not access, means something must have gone irreparably wrong. And it is not just the Ordo Machinum here. The tech priests of Nometri also condemned the site far before the Inquisition even arrived. In our records, all we have found is mostly redacted descriptions of events and vague missing echoes of reports. Nothing consistent, but everything seems to point that this facility was not sunk to the bottom of the ocean because some earthquake happened or some infrastructure failed, but rather it was systematically blown into the water for, let's say, the risks we would be taking by leaving it afloat.
So they sunk it.
It appears so.
But it didn't work.
Nothing has emerged from there since, so far it has. Then again, I have little to no idea as to what we could expect down there. With a chapel, we know what to expect.
Do
Some
we
rather
need ourselves void suits to go down there?
Perhaps you might. However, I just
don't
need to
know how I
note.
feel about that.
I must note the following. While the sisters are a surefire way of knowing what we're getting ourselves into, some ferocious members of the sororitas, some enforcers and heretics allying to take them down and us there to be the saviors of the day in exchange for some firepower, we're not certain they might possess what we need. With no matter in mind, there is certainly some vital weaponry down there. Perhaps even weaponry that would be considered exotic in our times. However, what we do not know is what threats await us.
Maybe the
So,
sisters might know, dependingly. So I could suggest we help sisters out, clear that system up by breaking the siege, becoming their friends, then see if they have information about this facility thing underwater. And if they have information,
just to recap on something that was said a little bit ago, this place was condemned before Amun's Bastion became a Shrine World.
Yes, but Sisters of Battle still have to be aware of certain things.
Well, yes, but keep in
Even if
mind
it
the
was deemed
facility was
heretical,
struck by
some
was struck
secrets
by
may be
the
held by the
records.
higher orders of the Sisterhood to keep it a secret.
Yeah, but keep in mind this one was killed by the Ordo Machinum and the Mechanicus. They
So there are probably no records that the sisters might know of for that.
there's
So
probably no records that even the Cardinal knows of this facility.
Well, I could also say we can possibly get more supplies from the Sisters of Battle, allow us to fight. Maybe you can get a melted gun that works underwater.
Essentially, here's because there is also a matter of we need to do this in a span of time that the heretics won't be able to create an army of psychers. The choice that's being presented here is the following, as Arlen has explained. We have the chapel where we know what we're getting ourselves into, but we don't know the level of reward we're getting. And we have the underwater facility where we don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but we know that due to the people that are associated with the facility, it is bound to have some crazy stuff in there.
Let's get the yelling gun.
I believe this much more lengthy discussion than that. So essentially, in short, you guys have to choose one of the two areas. Think of it as like a choice between two factions here,
Well, Max
and each
will
of
put
them
his
has its
vote
own
towards
risks.
helping the Sisters of Battle. He does not know how he feels about being stuck underwater. It's a new experience to him.
Oh, don't worry, we're gonna play Dar Dar Dogs while you're down there. It's gonna be calming and fine.
No, I don't want to play a Warhammer 40k version of Subnautica.
That honestly sounds fun.
You
I
know,
mean,
700% extra more deadly creatures.
hey, all I'm gonna say is I put an underwater place off the bay where condemned experimentation happened, and I'm feeling low-key insulted that Subnautica was brought up and not Lovecraft, but I'll deal.
Well, unfortunately, I don't do much of Lovecrafting. I usually use the Minecrafting. The sound of your disappointment profounds me.
It wasn't the point, it was me trying to be a Minecraft villager.
Oh, that, oh, I mean, stop eating Taco Bell. You're starting to make the place smell.
Hmm.
Not you too. I swear, Maximo just had regular recap, not Ogre strength this time.
Are you sure about that?
Oh no. But
Yeah.
yes, in any case, feel free to discuss the length in character. Ireland basically hands you the floor to discuss the options because you're gonna be the ones heading into this, so yeah. It only feels fair that you guys get to choose.
Indeed.
Well, you know me. I like fire as much as the next guy, but we are talking about horror. We need any advantage on what we can get. Yeah, a couple of Malta bombs and some sisters who could maybe help us out would be nice. Or we can find a yelling gun.
What do you mean by this yelling gun?
I don't know.
Are you
It's
onto
maybe a
something that we are
yelling
unaware
gun.
of?
It's maybe a yelling gun. What could destroy psychers or something?
Would that be scary to you, though?
Well, I'm just not going to stand close to it. And hopefully there is not going to be any problems with it, so explosions and stuff, because that would be unfortunate, probably.
Point that the facility has been condemned and has been locked away and retracted from the records does pique my interest, but I, though the unknown quantities of what is we are dealing with is a bit troublesome.
Well, the thing is, we don't know what either case is. Sisters might help us or shoot us too, dependingly how they feel. But also same like facility underwater. We could be finding nothing or finding a lot of things. But I'm not too keen on being stuck inside suit
like that one costume time we had to do it on the other planet. The helmet was too tight.
Are not a fan of the void suits, I am guessing.
Too tight.
Hmm. Still, the prospect of whatever technology they've been working on down there could be useful for our endeavors.
Or maybe it's a fabricator, and dogs can reopen it. And we can make
But
more weapons.
but underwater, does water make metal rust bad?
Over time, if it's not carefully maintained.
Ereline boss, is the sea populated with fauna and flora? Or fauna?
There wouldn't be any megafauna that close to the shrine.
Oh, I'm not
No.
saying about megafauna. What about just small stuff like fish or coral?
Mayhaps. However, I'm more concerned with what you might find within the facility than what you might find without.
I'm more of suggesting if facility is flooded with fish, fish can grow life form down there and cover things up.
It appears that while the facility has been submerged, a large part of the insides are still fairly dry.
How would we? It
It
confuses
has formed
Maximum.
some sort of imagine it like a mechanical coral cave.
Strange.
Ha! Machine finds a way, I guess.
Now Maximo has to be cautious about toasters now. Because toasters and waters don't mix. And it's a Mechanicus shrine underwater. It must have toasters.
For Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
Yes.
Since when's Mechanicus used their toasters for Pop-Tarts?
Shh. They don't need to. They are innocent.
I can just see Docs 404 just with smoke coming out of his ears and just like, stop talking about her toasters.
Please talking about our research equipment.
I wouldn't say research equipment. More like
We're
stress
still
relief.
studying them, understanding them.
Emotionally comfort toaster.
I'll be back in.
Anyways. So, Maximo will have his vote for the sisters battle, but if the players want to, if you guys want to do the underwater thing, Maximo will have to accept it reluctantly.
Well, this is why we're holding this conversation, so you can all come down to one decision by analyzing the facts.
The sky is blue. Anyways. Is her type. Let me think. Dogs. Your, Magos friend up in Xerxes' Spear, the big centipede one, would he have information on this facility? Maybe ask?
Again, he's the one who pulled up the records of when and how this place was condemned.
Oh. Maybe ask for more information if possible.
If this is all he could scrounge up from there, I would believe this is all the information he could give us.
I'm back.
I see you got more recaf. Good.
Yeah, 2 sugar, a little bit of cream.
Maximo nods his
Children's
head.
meal.
The only one here who has not even touched his recaf. I'm literally just sitting here, not even have touched the cup. Just like, I am fueled by my own energy.
Duracell batteries.
How would you drink it with the gas mask on?
He has a special straw slot,
I see.
but
I
it's
thought
not
it
really
was
good
just.
to drink coffee through a straw.
But he was just waiting to not be scalding hot and just put it on the little nozzle of the gas mask and just chug it down.
Yep. Well, that's information Maximo will have for about this possible Sisters of Battle or the facility. So, secondary is the facility, primary for his sisters, but that's Maximo. What do you think, Lucas?
Again, I don't mean to interject too much, but I think it'd be best if you all discuss this as a group and decided on one choice unanimously.
This is why I'm asking Lucas, and that's why I said his character's name.
Yes.
Well, yes, but my point being less so voting on what you each want to do and more so analyzing a best course of action.
There must be
Hey.
a reason why the Mechanicus didn't
How
bring
far apart
or
are
try
they?
to hide that facility. There must be something down there we can use, but the risks involved with going underwater of all places.
Oh, come on, I already told us most of the place is dry. So we just need to get in.
Yes.
Getting in is the first part.
Getting out is the problem.
Or dealing what's inside?
Yes.
See, the thing. How far apart is facility and Bastion?
Basically, imagine like the facility to be essentially underneath the docks where you guys landed, like at the bottom of the sea underneath the city.
Alright.
And the shrine is like out into the sea, like, a couple of hours if you go by a Valkyrie or something like that.
Great.
It is also not only the point of how long it would take to get there and back, but also how much time you'd have to spend there, and the fact that, this is not a case of, ooh, let's do both and see and help everyone. It's more of a case of, let's see what gets us our tools faster so we can go below the popsicle stand.
In this case, the only one that'd be quick enough would be the nearby facility under the docks.
I guess we have to go underneath docks 404.
Maximo? No.
Oh,
Not
Well,
that.
that is also
Wrong
The
kind of
well,
docks
dock.
of ships.
you mean
well, that is also to
ports?
say it's not like descending to the facility is gonna be faster than flying a Valkyrie.
But do we have thing to help us sink faster?
There are like, let's say, small small personal submarines that the Imperium deploys in such explorations.
Hope it's not controlled by game controller.
The option for going into the facility may sound less risky, but again, we don't know what we will be dealing with if we go inside the facility.
Oh, come on, a little bit of surprise never killed anyone. Right?
Actually,
No, it very much has.
yes, remember, I lost an ear. And
Oh, yeah,
Lucas lost something as well, I think.
and that poor guardsman, but we are trained, and he was just blasted by that metal charge on the... Oh,
Also, do keep in mind that if we do go into one of these facilities and we fail, we are gonna have to spend the time in and resources into trying to salvage the other situation. That might cost us in the war against whatever the Enlightened Kabbalah's plan is.
Well, we haven't failed yet, boss, so we'll never fail now. Because you have Maximo here, and Maximo will make sure things go good.
Still thinking of the situation at hand and everything else. Possibly we should
If
go
we
to
are
the
going to
sister
assault
to
the
assist
sunken
him.
Mechanicus facility, we need to get ourselves transportation to safely descend to down there, and also suits to protect us from water. Don't want to get my mustache wet. It'll make
The
it very
voice,
bad.
the void suits provided within the kit you received upon joining the Inquisition should provide you with with a modicum of anything you might need to survive down there.
Okay. Now, question is, do I remember how to swim?
That will not likely be something you're gonna have to deal with. We would take a submersive vehicle all the way to the facility and likely offload you near one of the entrances.
Okay. That sounds interesting. And I might find some good fish down there to bet.
Yes, however, again, I cannot overstate the situation of both options being that in one we are unknowing of the reward but we know of the threat, and in the other we're unknowing of the threat but knowing of the reward.
I would say we don't know on both accounts. All we can do is assume. Especially with
Less
viruses.
assuming and more extrapolating, let's say.
Upon theories, yes.
and what's with you, Maximo? First the bread, now the fish. What's next? You are going to, cast a miracle or something?
Maybe. I do have a brain thought sticking in my head somehow. I'm trying to think it through, but it's not there yet. But I
I
know
see.
Sure, it's not a
something's.
tumor.
No, it must be the bone augment. It makes my brain tingly sometime.
He's thinking too hard.
Well, someone has to.
Oh boy.
Well, that's true. I like to make it simple. Not overcomplicating it.
It's a sure unique experience when you hear the ogre talking about tactics and not repeating orders from his boss.
Tactical ogre.
Heck, he's probably smarter than that one ogre who fought on Acadia.
You mean Nork Dead Dog, the most famous ogre of all time?
Yeah, but Maximo's not famous because he's hidden.
Not famous yet.
Crouching ogre in Hidden Tiger, what?
Maxima will be the smartest and also to be the next Ogren Psyker, and eventually earn his vocation on the Tech Priest Mechanicum and become a little too ambitious for Maxima, am I? He's a little too far-fetched.
Well, big dreams.
Well, because he has big head.
He'll grow into them.
Hmm. So, Subnautica?
That seems to be the best. Might be the best outlook.
Well, there's definitely something down there. If they are like, keep it so secretly. If it's useful for us, that's a different question.
Well, the thing is, we can no longer speculate what it has because we don't know. And since records are destroyed, all we have to do is check. So, either we go down there and find out for self, or go help the sisters of the Ibn Chalice, if I said that correctly, with the breaking the siege versus the Traitor Legion. I mean, not Traitor Legion, the bad cops.
Who
So,
want to speed the party?
no.
No.
Too far away, no help fast enough. We could try to send representatives to Sisters to see help with that, but only if Spears of Xerxes will allow. And if Boss says so. Since facility is close by, we might take a day, maybe less, to fix it and figure it out. If things are bust, then we can leave immediately to help Sisters.
If you have the whole situation with the spook manufacturing resolved, it would be no issue to just send some of our agents towards the Sisters' Way to help with that. We would not even need to involve ourselves directly at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Provide they survive that long, of course.
Well, we do keep the best, yes?
What does concern me about the underwater facility, however, is that the enlightened cabal has not taken an interest or notice of it. And I don't know which is worrying. Them not taking any notice of it, or them knowing of it and not wanting to meddle.
That means something's there that they're afraid of, possibly.
Or have no means to go down there because they already taken it.
I doubt that. The facility appears desolate in all our scans.
Leaving with analyzing this. I believe assisting with the sisters might be a better outcome, even though the rewards for it might be less. But right now, our time is growing short for this, and their time is as well.
Then pour more water on it. It makes it grow.
And apparently, something that the sisters have is what the ecclesiarchy wants desperately, in which case could be leverage that we could use.
Mm-hmm.
It is also a concern of mine that what if whatever is in that facility does become a subject of interest to our enemy?
Is our enemy even aware of facility?
That's what we do not know. Maybe they are aware of it and don't care. Maybe they're not aware, and should they become, we might have a problem.
Maybe trap.
All these unknowable outcomes for this facility is getting to my systems.
It is its past is tied intrinsically into the mysteries of your faction, Docs. I would assume you're familiar with the notion at this point.
To discover such wonders of one mechanicum could be beneficial, and especially him around will be very useful to help identify and also translate some strange language. I
May.
don't know the Mechanicus binaric, unfortunately. I can't speak it. It's too squeaky for me.
So it could be a screaming gun. Oh,
So,
Guessing from the sentiment, it looks like we are looking into the facility, I'm guessing.
it seems so. I guess it's time to procure equipment. I hope. Well, luckily enough, Heavy Bolter can shoot underwater because of electrical charge, so no firing pin needed. Good. I can't say difference about with my Ripper gun, but Heavy Bolter should fine. So, I think we raid facilities and send representatives to the Bastion of the Sisters of the Ebon Chalice to see if we can aid them in their need.
Provided that we deal with the den first.
So, we go deal with Den first?
No, so we procure equipment, then we deal with the den, then we can settle the other matter by sending somebody else to do the work when we're not pressured by time. If that's still an option.
and come on, why do you need sisters when you have me? Fire is the same, come on. We can
Right,
rid of
that does raise a fair point of Muldoon. I did not mean any offense, but I not think they will appreciate you.
Yeah,
They will have
like
to tolerate him.
everyone. No, they will not.
They will have to because of their position.
No, they do not.
I'll remind you that as of now, you guys are still not like official agents.
You're still cannon fodder here.
But we can have Arlene show them the stuff.
Arlene will be here in the safety of headquarters.
She can give us a piece of paper to hand over.
You
How
think
do
the
they know it's not
sisters
A
will
full?
have
permission slip.
Alright, so hello everybody,
So-
this is Cyber speaking. How many Sisters of Battle have you met that have the temperance and patience to read a piece of paper instead of burn it?
Plenty from the books I read.
Right. I don't think we're talking about the same Sisters of Battle.
Well, Abon Chalice are kind of they're a little burn happy.
Yes, not only that, but also they're very fervent about their relics.
Well, we don't have to touch them about their relics.
What do you think a multi-bomb to them is?
A frag
really
grenade.
want to test how
Oh,
Muldoon's fire retardant or not? We just
Well, if all else fails, we can use Muldoon as a torch underwater.
True.
And if Muldoon tries hard enough, he can burn water like BP did.
Seriously, can we just like use me and just open up the everything up? Like, do we even need Meltagun or charges or?
No, not really. As long as you're alive still.
That's not the only problem. The problem is if we're assaulting the facility. You know,
We're gonna need extra firepower.
we're not gonna be fighting a dozen enforcers. We're gonna be fighting a dozen dozens.
Yeah, tight.
This is why I have a heavy bolter with salvo.
And this is why I haven't got the moving firewall.
when everything
With
scared
salvo.
the Mechanicus to get out of there, it's like, really
Yeah,
want to
use the Mechanicus with salvo.
All right, let's go get Maximo a bigger gun.
With
So,
salvo.
so basically, there's two ways to approach how this helps us. One is we get some Sisters of Battle and whatever arsenal they may possess to back us up. And trust me, it's a good backup.
They believe us, yes.
The other is experimental weaponry from one of the most famous weapon manufacturers in the sector, according to what people say about the tech priest of Nometri. You know, there may be some exotic weaponry in there too. Who knows?
I might just find a virus bomb and a Contemptor Dreadnought laying next to it.
Please, no. No.
And basically, as we pass by, it says,
I'll be
"You're
innocent
not
of
him."
it.
The Dreadnought says, "You're not him. Continue, move along."
and then Lucas dead ass stops in front of it. No, I am him.
No, you're not.
They're talking about two way different things, they just don't know it.
Yeah, a Rylanor reference.
Indeed.
We might just find some dust down there too, just for the fun of it.
Who knows what we might find?
Mm-hmm. So either we break a siege on the Sister Battle Bastion or play Subnautica.
Looks like
Looks like we're playing Subnautica today, boys. I hope we don't encounter Leviathan. I have a heavy bolter.
Alright, just to close it up. Everybody in favor of nuns with guns, type A in the Roll20 chat.
That's a lot of A.
Everybody in favor of underwater exploration, type B in the Roll20 chat.
A and 2.
Is that me?
Alright, so my question being, what is Dox's and Lucas' opinions then? Remember, neutral votes go with the
Majority,
with
like
the,
democracy does.
well, usually they go with the previous president being re-elected.
Please?
Thinking that.
It literally does not matter.
I love how everybody here is like, ooh, let's go raid the tech first place. The tech first being like,
Nah.
let's not. Everybody's over here thinking like, let's get the loot boxes. Meanwhile, Doc's in the corner, a Balrog of Morgoth.
It's like Lucas is just looking to his left, looks to his left. He sees Doc's like, "Do you want to team up with me?" He then looks to his right where Maxima, Muldoon and they're like, "Come on, do it, do it, do it, do it." Just like,
Do it.
See Muldoon and Maximo wearing scuba equipment already.
Yeah, we are already prepping.
Well, the thing is, Maximo's not wearing his scuba equipment already. Technically, he wanted to Sisters of Battle first, but since you guys convinced him about the facility first, he'll just do that.
Look, we're either getting exotic guns or we get nuns with guns.
See, nuns with guns was better than none of guns.
But exotic guns.
If they're there.
Yeah, a
if
couple
they're
of
there.
graph cannons, you know.
Maximo,
Eh,
Ogren
If they're
sized
in
volcano
disrepair, I
cannon.
can fix them.
Does Maximo get a multi-melter out of this?
No, free multimeters.
They're too big
I
for
don't
you.
know what Maximo gets out of this, honestly.
Maybe a new trauma.
Oh,
Lucas
most
weighs
definitely.
The options, thinks about
He already
strategically.
has to keep his belt extra tight due to gene steers.
God damn it.
Alright, this poses a problem. Because now you're 2 for 2.
Yep.
Maximo
Alright.
pulls out a knife. You want to settle it?
You see Martin firing up some
Whoever
fire
makes
blades
best
behind him.
sandwich wins.
I can cut it and toast it in the same time.
Which means we win.
Lucas holds out a crack grenade. You really want to try that?
Do you want that you can make sandwich with that?
Nah, that would be an explosive sandwich. That's
That could be explosive diarrhea, yes. Not good idea, Lucas. I don't think your idea works.
well,
How
you know,
about you,
he's a
Dogs?
Krieger.
How do you make sandwich?
Why do I want a sandwich?
So we
They
raid
are
the
not.
facility. We win.
They are
Hold
not
on.
appreciating the loaf.
Hold on. I think I know of a way to possibly get Lucas to change opinions, but I don't know if it's fair for me to intervene.
Oh no.
Nothing's ever fair.
Oh no.
We work for the Inquisition.
May I?
Go ahead. I'll spend a glory point for it.
Oh, you don't need to spend the glory for it. I'm just
What?
gonna say, hey Lucas, do you enjoy flamers and meltagans?
Why do you ask?
Because you know you're known as the long range guy, and
Yeah.
those things are not very long range.
Well, let's throw them hard enough.
Now, on the contrary, we could I don't know, find the transonic arquebus.
What?
You know, the giant mechanical sniper rifle that's basically a railgun with a tripod.
The voices are acting up again. Just like fight it. Fight
All
it. I'm just gonna,
she
like,
just looks at dogs. I'm about to act up.
The A is starting to look like a B.
fine. God damn it. If we don't find anything good, I'm chucking both of you out of the Valkyrie and you gotta swim all the way back.
Not unless I take you with me.
Then it's a good thing we're not using a Valkyrie to go underwater, huh?
They could if we drive it bad enough. But I wouldn't want to waste resources.
I'm gonna post a picture of what a transuranic arquebus is in our Discord.
I already know what
Yeah.
it is. I have a Skatari unit at my house.
Yep, there it is.
Beautiful.
Best part is apparently you can use the bipod as a detachable truncheon.
Huh.
Oh,
That's a big fucking gun.
Not that big. It's just very long.
But Lord Tech Priest, Freebird was playing.
Magos. Freebird was playing. No. It was. I had Mechanicus words in my head, but I forget. Ah.
Alright, so we're all settled for going underwater?
Yeah, let's get waterboarded.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do Subnautica mixed with Lethal Company. Got it.
Yep. Subnautica Lethal Company session. Let's go.
Okay, we found the name. We found the
We're
name
doing
of the
Flooded
next
Moon,
stream.
boys. Where are we dropping?
Okay, so I guess next episode is just called it's just called the Lethal Company.
Lethal Company Flooded Moon with Eclipsed.
Oh boy.
In the
Eclipse
moment you
Flooded
get out
Moon.
of the submarine, you just start hearing the giant noises.
Run!
And look behind Docs 404. Docs, turn around. Look, it's one of those springy head things.
All right, to speed things up a little, we can say that you all make your preparations and you also um, make the calls for the packages you're going to require from the Spear of Xerxes for your acquisitions.
Yes.
Now, depending on what you guys ask for, you might have it available on the next mission. That's something we're going to discuss between sessions. If you do have it available for next session, it is going to be in the submarine waiting outside.
Okay.
Sorry, in the submersive vehicle.
You could say submarine. It's a usable term.
I know, but the Imperium never makes it easy.
When is it ever gonna be easy on anything they do?
So, question: is there anything you'd like to do before we can just go ahead and say that we put you in a submersible and start sending you downwards?
Well, Maximo has his flak armor, Ripper gun bayonet, frag bombs, his uniform, his bone, subdermal armor. Got my trinket, grooming kit, fox bead, monocular scope.
Oh,
Fox
are you
bead.
bringing the big bomb too?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Action packs, my respirator, ammo drum, heavy bolter. I got 3 frag grenades if you need any. So yeah.
And half of the ammunition.
I also have a
I
bolt
will
pistol
say to
and a industrial bludgeon as well.
I will say to enforce the meme, all of your void suits are red.
It's kinda sus.
Now I'm gonna have to make the image of next episode and get the Lethal Company and just impose our faces inside the masks. I just have to super stretch my costume.
Just
Okay,
imagine it.
next session, future Big Mac plays. Next session is called Valuable Assets.
Yes, as long as we don't find the strange plant guy thing.
All I can imagine now is Maximo with a thousand yards there. Anyway, so you all make preparations and begin to head out to go to the submersive. I will say that you're all currently inside your suits. Your helmets are not on yet because no reason. And you're basically just you're in a container in the back of a truck, just being transported over the docks, where another associate will have a submersive waiting for you. So you can go down into the facility underneath the city. On the way there, you may feel free to discuss a little bit before while I find some music here.
Hmm.
So, what's with the fish, Maximo?
Have you not seen exotic fish? They look beautiful. I once was taken to zoo long ago. Before I was sent off, or once I was old enough to be sent off, of course, to see strange fish and strange other things. Many things from different worlds. Have you not seen lionfish? They're very spiky. They're also known for toxic. Great poison, they say. But very interesting. Yes. And also to see the emperor sunfish. It is big and does not look like emperor, but is nice.
Well, I assume it's not
And
going
there
to
is
look like.
clownfish
Does
too.
it have a mustache?
No.
Oh,
But what
even the
does have
fish get it
mustache
wrong.
is known as catfish. But there is no dogfish. Or groxfish.
There is no.
Oh no. Now we're gonna have to fight a dogfish underwater and just. Oh no! What is those dogfish things? Oh, that'd be funny.
Alright, so while you're having a conversation about fish, you feel the truck stop and the back of the container open shortly after, where you see one of the menials dressed in a Munitorum uniform look to the rest of you and say, "Come with me, I'll take you to submersive. Just don't make too much noise."
Mm.
As we don't.
Ah,
Follow me.
alright. Good campaign, everyone.
No. I
Uh,
mean, as we don't make a lot of noise and follow
oh,
him.
okay. It was funnier in my head.
No.
Alright, so you exit the container, and for the first time since you left the facility, you notice that it's dark outside. It appears that, with how you've been harassing from place to place, your sense of time has kind of warped. And yeah, you're basically going underwater in the middle of the night, which kind of serves your purpose a lot. As you're gonna be boarding the vessel and descending underwater, I'd like all of you to make me some fairly easy stealth checks just to make sure you go unnoticed past any dock security.
I would like to use one of the glories
Oh.
to have an extra dice.
Alright, Maximo uses agility. 2. He is quite stealthy.
I assume since nobody's objecting, we'll
Yeah,
use the
he
glory.
can go ahead.
Yeah.
Use
Yep.
it.
Probably should use one myself too to boost some.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Okay. There goes one of the ref. Mm.
It's something.
Well,
Mm.
Hmm.
I'm going to just assume obligatory. I'm using my cloak to just sneak on by. And
Alright.
going.
Fair enough.
Hey!
Yeah.
I am that sneaky. I just casually walk on by and they don't even give a damn.
Mind you, this is a group check, guys, so you know.
Should I use another glory to get one more
If you
bonus
wish.
die? Or I mean, it's alright with you guys.
Sure.
All right, yeah, I'll use a glory to get our bonus die here. And
Ah,
hey,
there we go.
And you got that glory back.
nice.
Alright, between the lot of you, you catch some stares here and there from passerbys and the occasional drunk exiting one of the pubs by the docks after a long day's work that just ignores you, mostly because he cannot possibly believe that he saw a huge humanoid in a void suit holding a heavy bolt gun walking by. He's certainly too drunk.
That's why we come at this time of day.
Yep. However, you do not manage to catch the gaze of any enforcers.
Good.
And as you enter the submersive, you find to be quite a clustered space. Normally, these are big enough to have about 6 people in them, 4 passengers in the back and 2 people on the front. My question is, who's going to be piloting?
Hmm.
The dog answers.
It's one of those famous dogfish. It barks at us.
Mind
no.
you will need somebody to pilot the submersible itself, and you will need somebody operating the onboard auspex to find the facility on the radar.
Ooh, good thing we have somebody with skill in pilots and somebody with tech. Right?
Well, I guess Maximo will have to drive this submersible.
And Baldwin is going to use the Auspex.
Why the hell would
I
you
don't hear
drop?
any comedy tracks, so
Why the hell are we letting Maximo drive?
I do not
Because
know.
I'm wearing the suit.
No. Oh no. Oh, that is disturbing.
There we go.
well, that's just beautiful in it.
Oh yeah, some quick work, wasn't it?
For those who, well, for everybody watching at home, Maximo just posted a picture of him in the Lethal Company outfit. Anyway, so I assume, speaking more logically, Lucas is going to be piloting and Doc's going to be operating the Auspex.
Yep, I guess I'll sit in shotgun then.
Indeed. Is there anything Muldoon and Maximo would like to do while basically you guys are descending into the depths?
Playing rock, paper, scissors.
Alright. That's gonna be interesting. So,
Friendly rock, paper, scissors.
Lucas, make me your pilot test. Docs, make me your tech test. The combined total of your rolls will determine how well you do and how many shifts you are permitted.
Alright, so tech and bleh. Not bad.
Is
A
Lucas
5. That's
here?
pretty good.
Yes, I'm here.
Well, pilot test.
Drive.
get this piloting underway.
Don't get us stuck on base.
Hey, foreign glory.
All right. Between your successes, I I will say you guys managed to beat the number, and you have you may shift two for, and your shifts are as follows. You can either shift for time. This is something you can repeat, or you can shift one glory in order to attempt to find an easier entrance. Shifting for time means you guys will basically get there faster, which will help you with other things later on in the facility.
I would say time is of the essence.
Yeah.
So we will shift for time.
So you want to shift both of those for time?
Is that good? Good with you guys?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. We are shifting for time.
Excellent.
I think the other two are doing the rock, paper, scissors.
The good
No,
news.
not that rock! Ah!
Muldoon, you're dead.
Okay.
He hit you with a rock. It was a big rock.
Ha! You activate my trap card.
In any case, so you all get there fairly fast, which is good for reasons you will never know, and for reasons that you're gonna find out later. However, once you approach the facility and you basically stop at the submersible, so you all can safely exit, you essentially just lower it as close as you can to the bottom and set it to essentially an anchor system so it gravitates towards the area it's in and won't just float around away from you. And I assume you all make your way out of the submersible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, we are.
I would like Maximo and Muldoon to roll me d6. The higher roll won the most paper scissors games.
Okay.
Oh. Won most paper scissors games?
4.
Oh no. 1.
Oh, wow.
But
It
Maximo
appears Muldoon
realized
has
that
won.
paper gets soggy underwater, so I couldn't use it. So
You
I was
only
stuck
used
with rocks and
rock.
scissors.
And I catch up on it. And like, oh no.
Oh boy.
So yes, Muldoon used mostly rock because it was an easy way to win most of them.
Yes. Weird, the psyker is using the rock. Program.
While they're off playing rock, paper, scissors, me and Doc are the only ones actually, being the adults in the submarine and trying to get us to the facility on time.
What do you mean? I can't do anything assist you right there. Unless you want me to get out of sub and push like I did with the wagon long ago. Do you want Maximo to go outside and
I would
push?
highly not advise that.
I know, it'll be under
We
pressure.
got a periscope, you could look through that.
Do we?
Again, just because the megafauna is nowhere nearby doesn't mean the normal fauna is any safer. You know, catfish, the size of an actual big cat.
Eh.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
and don't forget the tuna, the size of great whales.
Those are so.
One of those could feed a whole hub block. Anyway, so you all engage the gravity anchors outside the facility. And as you all get out, you stare at what appears to be a large congregation of rabble and, well, mechanical structures that appear to be more so labs and testing grounds than manufactorums.
Spooky.
Yes. Some of the debris surrounding the area is basically, you see, like broken broken tanks, and not tanks as in vehicles, tanks as in, glass cases.
Mm.
You see debris that has become one with the bottom of the sea. Corals have grown on it. Formations of sand have made piles around it. And as you approach the facility, you don't see any clear indication of how you could enter, as it is all this, well, archaic rabble, as I said.
Through the Vox, there's just Muldoon. Use your laser beam. Drill us hole.
As I look at Docs, would it be safe? Like
Unless
safe
dogs
enough?
can see other holes that he can go for.
Let me do awareness check, see if I can find anything, but
You may.
It's hard to see underwater here.
alright.
I will say that, dogs, you do not spot any clear entrances. You do, however, spot areas that appear to have already been flooded, and would be much safer to blow holes into those than to blow into areas that are possibly not flooded.
None of this seems safe, but I believe those areas could be safer to blow a hole in it, as you said. Points a direction for those.
And as you do, I blow a hole into it.
Alright, cast Molten Beam, I assume.
Mm-hmm. That's a 6. Well, it needs a defense, to be honest.
The defense of inanimate objects is 0.
Okay, then, yeah, it succeeds.
You still have to do damage.
Alright.
You may shift as you would against a normal target.
How many can I shift?
It lists on the ability.
Yeah, I know what I can use my shifts on, but I don't know how many can I shift. Oh, this.
You can shift exalted dice, so 1.
Oh, exalted. Alright. I'm not going to because it's just extra range. What?
Alright, a 19 is pretty
Oh.
good. You basically blow a molten hole through one of the walls, and you see fizzling bubbles rise towards the surface. As you look up, by the way, you can see like the shrine of Periander's Rest above you. It's kind of like this blackness that encompasses everything above you,
Lovely.
and there is a gold hue in its perimeter.
Well, this is definitely unsettling.
I do feel unsettled. Where's that light coming from?
And I assume you all go through the molten hole into the facility.
Yep.
Yep.
Alright. You enter into what appears to be some sort of either infirmary or, let's say, a janitor's lab. Essentially, you see a lot of medical equipment and broken vat tanks or empty vat tanks. No creature is trapped in here. That's the main point.
That's good
The
to know.
the area appears flooded up to the point of the hole you guys made.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, almost the entire room is flooded. It was a little bit less than that before, but not to the point where it would have made a difference.
Survival check for something useful, maybe?
You may go ahead and investigate as you guys will through each part of this facility.
All right.
Alright, so
Let's see what Maximo
investigate.
can find. Maximo used the scanner on his suit.
Keep in mind, you guys are currently going through the surrounding hubs. You're not in the main testing chambers yet. Sorry, in the main testing facility yet.
Yeah, Maximo
Just
looked for
making that
scrap.
clear. Alright, go ahead.
All right, he's going to use his awareness by using a little scanner. The tool.
Anyone else would like to roll any awareness or investigation for this?
Hmm. So investigation. Alright.
Um, I guess I can try to do awareness again.
Yeah, I'll
But
check with awareness as well.
Then I am investigating.
We're looking for loot for the company, remember?
glory!
Oh my god!
See, they found more loot than Maximo did.
We are in the glory factory.
Gotta pay off our debt real quickly.
I'm gonna put it like this. Technically, all three of you succeed. Except since there's only one thing to find, I will only accept one of those glories, as per the person who found it.
Uh-oh.
Technically, it's Muldoon. Technically, the person who found it is Muldoon, who didn't roll any glories, but you know, for the sake of being at least a little bit fair.
You know, Meldon find it like, it's not useful, and just walk over and just, Dox is just, hey, did you find anything? Something useless there, but nothing exciting. And
Actually, Dox and Muldoon, as you're going around the infirmary and you are basically scanning around with your void suits, you find what appears to be the archaic remnants of Jintor. Janitor? Uh,
a janitor servitor?
no, janitors are basically tech priests who do a lot of like biology experimentation.
Ah,
He appears to be heavily augmented, though still possessing a great amount of biomatter for a tech priest, which by now has turned into sodden bones that have withered away with the passage of time. Reminding everyone again of the old adage that the flesh is weak, but the machine is strong, as his augmetic areas, despite having rusted, are still withholding better than his bones are. He appears to have not only suffered damage from essentially waterlogging, but also appears to have some, let's say, battle damage of sorts. And some of his augmetic limbs appear to be shot, while the air around him contains large ballistic impacts from different kinds of weaponry.
What type of weaponry?
Uh, Different kinds of ballistic weaponry. Some of these are big enough that could maybe be a bolt gun. Others could be basically an auto pistol. It appears as if there was an entire platoon of gunners firing at this guy from across the room.
That is a lot of shooting.
It is.
I found this cookie sheet. Is it valuable?
Well, if you want to cook some cookies, sure.
It's a bit rusted, though.
Eh. Can you get some data out of his augments, maybe, Docs? Like, map layout, some information what happened here.
He's too water damaged for that to be
Oh,
safe.
Yeah, I don't.
sad.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably the conditions of his augments and stuff.
Ha, what a nerd.
Probably
Water
not
damaged.
good in the water.
Eh. Looks
See,
like
I'd
they're
rather
still
be
getting
mentally damaged
waterboarded.
than water damage, so.
That is all the points of interest within this room.
Alright,
I
time to go to
assume.
the next room for next interest.
Fair enough.
How many doors?
Well, essentially, you have two options. You can either try breaching into one area above you, which you would have to find some way to climb afterwards, but basically, with the water level of this room and how water works, at least that area would be free of water.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could basically open up the door leading away from this lab, infirmary, whatever it is, likely to another structure on this level. Keep in mind you're still out of the testing site.
Probably get away so we probably upper path so we don't track in the water too much and ruin any equipment or stuff that we may walk into or something.
Or where we came on, there was other doors, by the way? Or it was just this one?
Well, you didn't come through a door.
But other places what we could make into a door.
Basically, you could either try entering the facility above, though you would need to find some way to climb up.
No, the previous room.
What previous room? You have only been in one room in the ocean.
Well, when we are getting.
I see.
You got in through the molten beam you fired. This infirmary is the first room you guys have been to.
Is there bundles of fire that we could use for makeshift rope?
Or rubble.
Yeah, I guess you
Rubble
could
would take
find
so
some
long.
you could push together some desks and other stuff to make some sort of impromptu ladder. But as for wires, yes, you could also get some wires from the tanks and stuff.
Maximo will take his time to use a tech test, maybe so to, or spend some time trying to make a makeshift ladder / climbing implementation from scrap around
So
him.
you want to make a rope ladder from wires.
Wires and pieces of metal he can actually that they can use as supporters for feet.
That's survival, I think.
Survival.
Ooh,
Yes.
can I help him? I would
Are
like
you
to help him.
sure if there's nothing else you're gonna do in the scene? Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to blast a ceiling, but besides that,
Well, that's its own activity.
uh,
How much bonus dice I get assisted for survival?
none because we need to blast the goddamn ceiling.
Okay, so Maximal just uses 5 dice then. I rolled a 4.
A
I
4
am
is pretty good.
I'm going to spend a wrath point personally for this to make it even better.
Alright, your
I
choice.
got a 5. I
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure the ladder's strong enough to support my weight because I'm Maximo.
I see. That will take some time.
Alright.
Uh,
While the others are looking about and doing the things.
However, in the meantime, we're gonna say that Dox has found a good spot that you could breach above into one of the facilities overhead. And Dox, you may feel free to blast it.
Yeah.
There. Right there, Muldoon. Fire away.
Fire away! Oh, my. Nice. Sure, why not? Nope, that's just one shift. Boop. Why
Oh
do I?
boy.
Hmm?
Alright, 19 is enough to blow through the roof into the area above. And you manage to contain it in a way that doesn't go too far and, like, blow into the water.
Hmm.
That's something we're gonna have to keep in mind a bit in the future.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 10-meter long
Yeah, we wouldn't
thingy,
want to
so.
flood our facility with more water. Things will
Exactly.
get wet.
And
And besides,
Maximo,
we're on a flooded moon.
yes. And
So this
Maximo,
will be okay.
after some time passes, like a dozen minute or something more than that, you have made essentially a sturdy enough braid of cables that people can use as a climbing rope, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You, of course, considering the height of an ogryn, can just raise your arms and climb up,
Mm-hmm.
and just toss it down for them to climb.
Because I am Maximo. So Maximo will
Yes,
secure the rope ladder for his compatriots.
I'd like you to roll me an athletics for both climbing and securing the rope.
Oh, I got 8 dice for that one. A 6 in the complication.
Alright, so I'll tell you what the complication is.
I got a hole in my suit. Uh-oh.
No, the complication is that as you are perched over the hole, I assume the rest of you climb through as Maximo is holding the wire ladder, essentially.
Yes.
I'm waiting for my turn.
Alright, so all three of you climb through. And Maximo, as you lean back up to, basically you're like in a squat position to secure the rope. And as you lean up, you hear clunk as one of your spare magazines falls off your belt and into the water below.
Oops. Good
You may
one that
remove
you'll
one
get that
reload.
before you get up there.
No,
Can't they
that
just
happens. That happens after all three of them are up.
Yeah.
Oh,
can't they just climb down, get
Or
it,
you,
climb back up?
or he could,
I could.
but if he complicates athletics again while climbing up,
Why? I made
bad things
ladder.
might happen.
I shouldn't need to complicate no more. I made ladder that can support weight.
No, you made a braid of wires that others can use to climb as long as you secure it.
Oh,
There is no like anything to parts it there or anything to stabilize it.
Well, Maximo could still use the wire to climb back up.
And who's gonna hold it?
Maximo. Maximo is going to hold it for himself.
All right then. I can.
What
I can
is
fare
this,
without.
Schrodinger's Maximo?
Yes.
Yeah, I can fare without ammunition. I can beat things up. I have brutal hands.
It's only one reload, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not like I waste ammunition on my targets anyways. So what's the point?
Plus, you know, it was
As
one of
Ogres
the
like to
hypergun
hold down the
magazines.
trigger.
It's one of the hypergun magazines, so it's probably soggy and useless now.
Well, we'll gather whatever type of ammunition it was. I'll be sure useful for some fish. Fish needs guns too, like the bolter fish.
What the
Alright, that's fair enough. And as you are in this facility, you notice that it's some sort of like... It's a fair bit bigger. And it appears to also be some sort of like infirmary area. However, since this area has not been breached by water, you do notice that some of the lab cogitators are still operational, like there's still a standby bleep on their cogitators, on the cogitator frames. The technology, I would say, appears archaic, but so do most things when it comes to technology in the Imperium. This one, however, appears that there has not been a rite of maintenance in thousands of years.
thousands of years. That's very old.
Yeah, again, this place was condemned before this planet became a shrine world, so a couple of millennia ago.
So, docs, what do these things say? Do they have anything on them?
Let me check. Take a look then.
I would like you to make me a tech test, because since there has not been any rites of maintenance performed upon the spirits in a long time, they might be a little bit sluggish or even rebellious towards you for not being taken care of.
What if Maximo gives it a try? Maximo's great with technology.
9.
Well, a 9 is sufficient, but if Maximo wants to attempt another cogitator for a little bit more information, I won't stop him.
He's going to attempt. I got a 2.
Maximo
No.
does it. Maximo, this machine is not like the ones from army. These are not like the ones from the militarum. These are weird. It
No,
wants you
It's
to
a joke.
put password.
No, it's just like
I got the mouse to work. But where is the left and right clicker?
implying it to the Apple mouse.
Ah,
Maximo
God
does not
damn
know
it.
how to use the Apple mouse. He only knows how to use PC mouse.
yes, this is a Mac.
What is this? I don't know how to operate this strange fruit.
So,
Bad, this is Linux on it too.
Oof.
Docs, you managed to awaken the spirit of the penguin within the Apple cogitator.
Even in the 40,000, the far future, Mechanicus still uses Linux.
Exactly. And you find some essentially, basically, what appears to be essentially a reports archive that is shared between these cogitators. Like, a communal cloud archive.
Oh,
Ooh,
not technology.
clouds. Underwater?
Well, it's a local cloud.
Oh,
Like, it's a local system share, essentially.
Solon.
Yes. essentially an archive of LAN files used between other members of this facility.
So you mean a server, not a cloud?
Yes. And I assume docs would like to access it.
Yep.
Alright, docs. Just make me a state intelligence test to just, do the mechanicus thing and just absorb information, essentially.
A straight intellect.
Yeah. Spectacular. Spectacular.
That
So,
is very, very smart of you.
you just basically download all of the information into you. Just, just real quick. Okay, let's just do this. Faster than reading.
Oh no,
TLDR
he's going to get a
Mechanicus.
Valver.
So he did a TLDR Mechanicus moment.
Yes.
Too long, didn't read.
So basically, Doc spends a little bit of time just offloading data into his own data banks, and eventually you manage to gather. Basically, you do away with everything that you don't really need. You keep key information, and you encounter the following. Basically, I'm gonna say this to Docs, and I will just assume he relays the information to the rest of you. Is it alright with you, Docs?
Yeah.
Okay, so early reports appear to refer to the some sort of basically early reports speak of we had to set up a janitor facility near the weapons testing site due to the new specimen that the Mechanicus of Nometri have managed to capture. The specimen appears dormant but highly dangerous. The specimen shows violent tendencies when awoken. Must be kept sedate at all cost. We do not know the nature of the specimen's condition, but the tech priests of Nometri insist that we must find out the secret behind what makes it function the way it does, what kind of spirits operate its machinery for it to have such incredible capabilities.
Oh boy.
The specimen appears unresponsive to most forms of torture, uh, likely the result of psychological conditioning, not uncommon for its kind. You also begin to notice, Docs, as you're going through this, that a lot of details regarding anything that would actually let you know of what they're talking about are deliberately struck as if they're trying to communicate in code with each other. And not just communicating in code as in the way Mechanicus normally do, but more so, using insider knowledge that people just working on the facility would know, so they don't have to refer to certain things, like what the specimen is, for example. Uh, Later reports state that the specimen attempted to break containment and almost succeeded if it wasn't for the on-ground Skitari units. Casualties in the hundreds, specimen was finally contained.
No way.
Specimen has begun communicating with the tech priests, appears to be trying to gain psychological leverage on the followers of the Omnisaya. Claims our faith is unfounded. Claims our God is a joke. Specimen becomes increasingly aggravated the more we experiment on it. Unresponsive. At times it returns to its more insulting behaviors. Specimen has performed a second containment breach. This time we're prepared. Sedative measures were applied. Dozens of units dead. The janitor insists we must do away with the specimen. He has instructed the tech priest of Nometri to allow him to initiate a lethal agent into the specimen's containment. Nometri has refused the request. They insist that we must find the source of its abilities. New janitor appointed by Nometri begins to appeal to the specimen's quarries. A more amicable approach will perhaps help fuck, I forgot the word. A more amicable approach will maybe help this primal creature understand that this is a higher calling than whatever calling it had before. It still refers to most of our quarries as mockery, even though we show it greater lenience than ever before. Its attempts at breaching containment have become less and less, further and further more unsuccessful. This has led us to increase security in case it is planning something even more notorious. Specimen has finally begun unveiling some of its abilities. Specimen has begun talking about how it obtained them. Specimen's descriptions and abilities appear unnatural, nothing a machine spirit should be able to do, illogical. The Omniscience must not have allowed such creatures to exist. This is definitely the creation of a darker entity.
That sounds very spooky, it does.
You enter the last two entries of importance in your logs, docs. The key information you managed to seclude is as follows. Specimen has finally identified itself with a name to the rest of us. This name must be known across all of Nometri and surrounding Mechanicus sects, so that we may keep a record of these creatures. It identifies as an obliterator unit. Last entry. Containment breached.
Uh-oh.
Oopsie.
No wonder why this place was shut down.
Question. Containment breached how long ago?
That was the last record 2,000 years ago.
Oh boy.
So it's no longer here, I assume.
Actually, you may all do me a scholar test on this.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Maximum
It
time
will
to
be
do brick
extremely
breaks.
difficult to see if you know what that is, furthermore to see if you know how long it can exist.
Well, I rolled a score of 3 with a glory. I don't know how much that do.
Come on.
Oof.
Come on,
God.
roll 20. Lucas has been in multiple conflicts. He has to have heard something.
Well, you need to. Well,
Should I use the wrap to reroll?
Yes,
you
please.
We are reaching the end of the session, so might as well.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Right, so
It's right behind me, isn't it? I should have checked behind me for the bracken. I was
6
right.
with complication.
Okay, I'll tell you this. You are not aware of what the creature is, any of you. However, dogs, you have a feeling that you have an idea as to what this creature could be. From your knowledge in fighting for the Ordo Hereticus. and it is rather unlikely that it would simply just perish by age.
But it cannot starve.
In a horrifying realization, your complication will grant you 1 corruption as you basically.
Can you resist that though?
Well, if you can roll towards corruption, yeah, I'll allow it.
Alright, so.
Let's call the DN3.
Basic difficulty number.
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
Very well. Let me put it this way. You managed to resist the mental imageries and corrupt implications of your realization, but you understand by just the sum of data you gathered, it wasn't a platoon that fired at the janitor below. It was 1 creature, and likely 1 firearm.
With many guns on it.
You assume that whatever this creature is, there is very low chance the dark powers behind it would simply allow it to perish to time.
Well, so we're dealing with an orc commando.
Or 200. Yes.
What we're possibly dealing
We're
with
dealing with an orc commando. I knew it.
is
Or
something
gene
that
stealers
we
again.
are not prepared to possibly deal with.
And as you make this terrifying realization,
Yeah, we should leave.
and you hear that the last record was basically containment breach. We're dealing with it.
Yeah, they deal with it.
I mean, they did deal with it. That is why it's why the facility is underwater.
Yeah.
True.
From a lethal company to a horror game. Great. Wait, lethal
All right,
companies
Ella,
aren't horror.
everyone, welcome to Alien Isolation, where we cannot kill this damn thing.
Still counts
Well-
as lethal company.
All I can imagine is you guys are walking down the corridors further into the facility looking for guns, and all you just hear from one of the corridors, stars.
No.
Oh, hell no.
And I wanted to go with the nuns with the guns.
Same. Maximo was right. Maximo was right again. Everyone denies Maximo because he's an ogre, but Maximo was proven right once more.
I mean, we have 2 weeks for you guys to consider whether you should go further into this facility and just try to find a way to deal with this, or whether you should just board the submersible, go back up, and tell Ireland to call a Valkyrie because we ain't fucking with this shit.
We need more bombs than this.
It is a creature of the void, right?
You mean the warp?
Warp, fucking hell. Why is my... I don't know. Yes, warp.
Yes, it is a warp entity.
So I can sense it.
Well, your sensor is 50 meters, right?
Yes.
Well, you know, if you sense it, it might be a little bit too late.
Well, 50 meters still gives us a good amount of hard start. And since we're in winding corridors, it doesn't get a good line of sight on us.
You
How do
know.
you sense it? Oh, you're
You
in
know,
targeting
one way to
range.
deal with a thumper is by keep turning corners, you know?
Oh no, that's a goddamn melter gun.
Yeah, I never seen a Bracken with a gun.
I eat
That'd be
melter for
funny one of these
days.
days.
Okay, and since we have concluded our sessions, I'd like to point out that, yeah, no matter great weapon manufacturers, at some point they went as far as to think, hey, who could reverse engineer the obliterator virus to make it work for the Imperium, right? Right?
Maybe.
Well,
Alright, so we are going to make Maximo into a obliterator. Fantastic.
No, the whole idea is that
No.
they failed and it breached containment.
But
yeah.
we want a Maximo with more guns, right?
No, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you don't.
No, we
Come
can't get
on.
obliterate
Right
Maximo.
now, I think we should focus less on the fact that Maximo could be made of guns and more on the fact
This
that
thing is still here.
that
Maybe.
you guys may be in an underwater facility with a Maximo-sized space marine made of weaponry.
Maybe. It happens. What is he going to do? Murder us? Come on.
Also, I love the descriptor of specimen has broken containment. Hundreds of Skitari dead. You know, it's at that point where you should have considered maybe we should be getting out of here.
Nah.
Well, you'll have some time to think about that. In the meantime, would you all go around the horn and see and introduce yourselves as we make our way out?
Of course. As you know, we are the HellCrashers. Now being played on Big Mac Plays channel. Of course. And you can find me here, of course, at Big Mac Plays. I also play Maximo. So yes, tune in tomorrow for something special. And I'm doing a collab with Hell Jumpers. So we'll see how that goes. And you can see that on Wednesday, I think. Other than that, it is too quiet.
Well, I guess the sniper is sleeping again.
Yes. I just had to remind you what we're about, how useless we're gonna be. Anyway,
No, I have Brutal on hands. I can fight it. I will survive.
yeah, I'd love to
Maximo
see
has
that as you
not
get
died
ripped
yet.
apart. You're gonna regret that arrogance. Anyway,
Not if I try hard enough.
Anyway, I am Art of War, racing you all with as the voice of Lucas Vicar, the pragmatic creedsman. Who knows this is gonna go badly, very badly.
Or will it?
Anyway, on to my next compatriot, our residential human flamethrower.
Oh, come on. Well, I was crazy pet playing as Muldoon. As our friend Disciple told us, yes, flamethrower. Hey.
You're our resident melter gun so far.
And I'm immune to Malta too. You know.
Yes.
Fun.
And now we have our last guy. IT.
Pretty
It's
fast.
Dr.
I mean,
Balloon, and I played as Docs404, and Muldoon's maybe flame retardant, but I don't know if he's bulletproof.
I am bullet, but not bullet Malta.
He is bullet sponge.
Well, hopefully you can block all the bullets while we run away.
That would
And-
be funny.
And I have been your game master, Sarah_Reaper, and you can find me at Stuff and Things, not doing anything particular right now. Though I do become spontaneously available for things from time to time. And I'd just like to take this moment to remind you that you too can back out of a bad deal once you figure out things have gone tits up. Do not be afraid, it's a smart tactic. However, as a chronic game master, I can guarantee you that neither you nor they will. Because we all overestimate ourselves, and I am not excluded. So they might just win, and that will be funny.
We
are
might
going to-
just if I throw Muldoon hard enough.
Why do you want to throw me at the goddamn obliterator?
Muldoon, go
So you can
supernova and go
obliterate
hug
it.
him.
Alright, alright.
You are our personal melter bomb.
Exalted, give me please 69 extra dice, Mr. DM, and I'm going to bell that fucker.
Technically, there is a limit equal to how many mortal wounds you can suffer.
Yeah.
And the
Well-
thing is, when you go full transcendent, you can go as many dice as you want for your wrath dice for psychic powers, so you can go full nuclear
You
bomb on
can
them.
go. You can go as many dice as you can take mortal wounds, because each dice is a mortal wound. You cannot exceed that limit.
Oh.
Let's
Yeah.
say I would
You
have
could be
a
a psychic
card. What could negate stuff?
Also, remember that it's a wrath die, that rolls a 1 in that roll is going to scale up the perils of the warp table.
I
I
know.
know. We can leave and just leave Muldoon behind.
We can leave and just leave the Obliterator and the Bloodthirster fighting each other.
Exactly.
Agron just manifests from the warp and starts fighting the Obliterator.
Here's the
Stand
thing.
back. I'm about to
only
use
need
my
2
psychic
people to-
powers. Muldoon,
Ah!
go.
Well, good thing, bad thing, guys. The obliterator is dead. We have Angron here.
Kill, burn, destroy.
Hey guys, say hello to Angron. Hey Angron. What?
Screaming intensifies.
Ah,
Mm-hmm. And that will be us for our first episode of HellCrashers on Big Mac Plays channel, of course.
We did it.
Before we fully sign off, make sure you, the audience, get your laundry done. You need your work uniforms cleaned. And also, your bed sheets stink. Get those washed. You haven't probably washed your sheets for a while. Get those cleaned. Other than that, have fun all and be safe. Big Mac out.